Everyone are doing well. Hope everyone are doing well. Hello, everyone. How's everyone? How's everyone? How's everyone? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Hope everyone are doing well. Welcome back. Welcome back to another empowering session of WinsDay Evening Encore. WinsDay Evening Encore. I'm your host, Christopher D. Thomas. And this evening, if it's morning time where you are this morning or this afternoon, we're going to dive into a transformative topic that can elevate your business to new heights. And we're going to be talking about building a brand community, So that's the topic for this evening, depending on where you are. It's evening, morning, or afternoon. Before we begin, let's make sure to follow, share, save, turn on notifications, so you never miss out on any of these insightful lessons. And we're on every Wednesday evening, and we call it WinsDay, 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 and WinsDay Evening Encore. And we're talking about many different topics, anywhere from mostly business related, marketing, branding, public relations, mindset related, motivational related, as well. So these are all the topics that we're talking about. How it affects our business, our professional livelihood, our businesses, our employees, our teams, as well. So that's what we're talking about. So follow, share, save, turn on notifications so you do not ever miss any of these insightful sessions. And so let's embark on this journey together, and let's discover how to create some lasting connections and go beyond transactions. So, I always start off with a story. So, and these are true stories, experiences, and I try my best over the past. This is week number 4 or 5. I've been able to use real life experiences that we've had as a company over the many years that we've been doing this, doing what we do. I want to give an example or an experience for the sake of this particular video. I'm going to call this business owner. I'm going to give him the name Mike. Mike, however, owns a small outdoor gear company based in Colorado, and actually in the Denver area. I first met Mike at a conference that I was speaking at, and I was talking on the topic of marketing and branding. And when I first met Mike, you could tell that he was very passionate, about hiking, and he wanted to share his passion with others. He had some very high quality products. Sales with his business was pretty good. However, what he was identifying is that his sales were plateauing. And let me turn this other light on here to kind of balance a few things out. And his sales were plateauing. And so one day, I was at the conference for a few days, and I decided to take Mike for coffee, and decided to take him to coffee. and just, simply had a simple discussion. And he confessed to me. He said, Chris, I feel like I'm shouting into the void. How many of you feel like that? That you're marketing, you're shouting, but everything is so loud. Everything is so loud that it's tough for anyone to. Seems like it's tough for anyone to hear you. And it's so many people. I mean, the further we go along in this digital age, the louder it's going to get, unfortunately. How many of you have ever felt like that you're shouting into a void, especially you business owners? And those of you who are thinking about entrepreneurship, keep these things in mind. Because we're gonna share some really helpful tips this evening, and 4 things that you can actually do to help you get through that. And so Mike asked me the question, how do he get people excited about the outdoors as he is? And I looked at him. I said, Mike, it's time to transform your customers into a community. And so what we did at that particular point, we sat down, brainstormed, decided to create a series of local hiking events right there in Colorado. We invited all of his customers and his social media followers to join him. We created a hashtag for everyone to use that was unique to his particular industry. Now, one thing I do want to inject in this, when you're using hashtags, research the hashtags. These days, some hashtags can be blackballed. And because these platforms can identify if a bot is using a hashtag and simply posting. And so what happens is that some of these hashtags get blackballed and they no longer work, anymore like they used to work. Now, you may see some things on social media and on these platforms where folks are saying that hashtags are dead. They are making some adjustments, how hashtags actually work. Some of these platforms you're not going to be able to follow any of the hashtags. However, hashtags will help you to build a community. So research the hashtag, ensure that it's a good hashtag to use. And then think about your own personal brand. If you're using a hashtag, don't simply use a hashtag because it's popular. You want to use a hashtag that resonates, with your brand. Because remember, when you use hashtags, you're becoming a part of a community. And if other folks, other companies, other businesses, other brands, other influencers, are using hashtags that don't resonate with your brand, don't resonate with your core values, don't resonate with, how you want to be seen, then really think about if you want to use that hashtag or not. I don't care how popular it is, because at the end of the day is that folks who are visiting that hashtag are going to put your brand inside of the same community. Hashtags are also searchable, meaning, SEO, search engine optimization, are picking those things up. And now we have, AI, we have open AI, we have generative AI, all those things are becoming they're picking all those things up. And so it will begin to connect your business, either your business brand, your personal brands that you have, into the same community. So I want to give you that word of advice, especially in this day of age when we're talking about the use of hashtags. So back to Mike's story. When we put that that series of local hiking events together for Mike, and we invited his customers, we invited his social media followers, we created a unique hashtag that everyone could use so that they could, begin to create a community. The response was overwhelming. People were excited about being a part of something that themselves. So as that community grew, members of that community began to sharing tips. They began organizing their own hikes, and then contributing to product development by providing unique feedback. Now, remember that Mike's business was or is selling hiking supplies. So just think, people at this particular point were, finding, you had a group, but then you had some folks who were creating subgroups. And so what these people started to do, they started hanging out with themselves over the weekends and over the days and going hiking and even traveling to other cities and states, going hiking. And who do you think they're buying their hiking supplies from? Our client, Mike. So as the community grew, members began sharing tips. They start organizing their own hikes. They even contributed to product development by providing valuable feedback for Mike. So Mike's brand wasn't just selling gear anymore. It was fostering relationships, creating memorable experiences. So let's think about the framework of this. Many businesses struggle with customer engagement and loyalty. They focus solely on transactions rather than the building of relationships, resulting in one-time buyers versus a repeat customer. Without a strong community, your brand risks becoming forgettable. People will forget it. That allows a space where your competitors can come in and to lure your customers away, either with lower prices or flashier promotions. So you're leaving long-term growth and sustainability on the table. How do you solve that? Well, you solve it by building and nurturing a brand community. Discover the power of connecting your audience on a deeper level. Transform those customers into, loyal advocates, who not only are purchasing your product, but they're also promoting your brand passionately. Start creating that success now by creating that community, fostering some genuine relationships. Now, remember, I told you I was going to give you some actionable strategies. So I have 4 actionable strategies that I want to give you. So number 1, create an engaging platform. Think about, establishing some type of online forum. And remember, you don't have to do all of these things. You don't have to do all of these things, especially those who have, maybe you're the only person on your team right now. And it's tough, to be able to, you don't want to spread yourself too thin because you got to make time for business development. You got to be exceptional in service that you say or service or product that you're selling. So you don't have to do all of these, but test out which one will work best for for you, and you can partner as well. You can partner. Like, for instance, us, our marketing agency, we create a series of networking events, in-person networking events called Network and Chill. Network and Chill. So presently, they take place in Georgia and Alabama, and we're adding on two other cities and states in 2025. And so our mission for Network and Chill are to help the disadvantaged entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals, along with veteran-owned businesses. So that's our mission, is to create a platform, for them. And so what has happened is that, when we create these in-person events, it becomes a group, it becomes a community. People can share ideas and they look forward to the next event. We have some individuals now who travel, and whether, I don't care where we host the events, they travel from city to city whenever we host, these Network and Chill events. So it's a community. So I bring that part of it up because, we have sponsors. Some of the sponsors are solopreneurs, growing businesses. They don't necessarily have the bandwidth to be able to orchestrate, put together, negotiate a solid networking event, because they either don't have the time or the bandwidth the skill to be able to put together an event, because that's not in their wheelhouse, right? So, and that's okay. We're not going to be great at or good at everything. It's just certain things that other folks are better at. And so if you partner with someone who is creating an event or has ties to a forum or a group, become an administrator, of that particular group, become a sponsor, of that particular event, because especially by finding and locating an event that is similar to your core values and to your own mission. All right. So those are things you can think about by creating and engaging in platforms. You don't have to do that alone, right? So establish online forums, social media groups, community events where your customers can engage with you and each other. And remember, you don't have to do that alone. You don't have to be solo at it. You can partner, you can sponsor, you can become an administrator by adding additional value to that particular forum, to that social media group. And then as you grow, then you can do some subgroups that you can manage yourself, along with perhaps going live or partner with folks who are going live, on their platforms, as well. These can help to create an engaging platform for you. Second, user-generated content. We in the marketing world call it UGC. This is where you can invite folks from your community to share their experiences about the products and services that you have. Feature them, on your platforms. Have them to do a video, using your particular product or services. Number 3, provide value beyond products. Provide value beyond products. Is there some exclusive content or workshop or webinar that can help your community to grow in areas related to your brand? Listen and adapt. Actively accept feedback. Show your community that their opinion matters. Let them influence future products or services. So these are 4 actionable strategies that you can implement today. Start seeing changes today, this evening, this afternoon, this morning. You can start. And so those 4 again, create engaging platform, encourage user-generated content or UGC, provide value beyond products, and then also listen and adapt. So remember, the goal is to build products or relationships. The goal is to build relationships that foster loyalty and advocacy. So as you're listening, whether if you are a business owner, entrepreneur, maybe it's your own personal brand. Maybe you're thinking about starting a business. Maybe your spouse is a business owner or is an influencer. Maybe your child, is thinking about starting a business or is an influencer. Maybe a sibling or another family member, your best friend, your soror, or your frat brother. So these are all things that they can do right now to apply to their own businesses. What can you start implementing right away? If you're feeling inspired but unsure where to begin, feel free to message me. I am happy to sit on and do a consultation with you to help you to create craft a tailored community building strategy. So, we can discover the possibilities and transform your brand's impact. Now, back to Mike. I want to give you some updates about how well that campaign went. So we tested that, and we went live with it. And first 90 days went live, and then we tweaked it. And then after that particular 90 days, on to another 90 days. So a total of about, from 90 to 180 days, Mike saw a over 50% increase in repeat sales. 50% increase in repeat sales. But more importantly, Mike's brand became synonymous with a supportive and adventurous community. Customers weren't just, buying his gear. They felt like they were part of a movement that celebrated the great outdoors. So, in some feedback that Mike gave me was that he told me, he said, Chris, building this community, with you guys helping to build this community for me, didn't just change my business. It actually helped reignite my passion. I mean, that really felt good to me. Not only did it affect his business, he increased his business and increased sales, but it helped him to reignite his passion. It gave him a deeper purpose, because he truly had a better understanding, about his own personal business. And sometimes we can be so close to our businesses. These are our baby drive, our businesses, and we can be so close to them, our businesses, that it's tough for us to see past certain things. And then what begins to happen at that particular point, or what can happen, is that we become disappointed, depressed, feeling being pessimistic, about our businesses, having no hope, about it, as well. So it's good to bring on or have consultants who can actually come on to help you to be able to identify, what's happening with your business. So now is your turn. Now it's your turn. Take these strategies we've discussed this evening, apply them to your own business context. Start off small. Take baby steps. It's okay. It's okay to take baby steps. Start off small. Take one change at a time. Take one change at a time. Maybe initiate a conversation, with your customers, about starting some type of forum or a community or a space for them all to connect. The key is to start now. Don't procrastinate. Start now. And for those of you who want a deeper dive, feel free to visit our website, inmm.group, inmm.group, GROUP. It's a website that's full of resources, content. Feel free to visit, to schedule a personal consultation. Let's work together and to create your success right now. Let's build a thriving brand community. So before I wrap up this evening, thank you for joining in, with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Before we wrap up, I'm excited to announce, our topic for next week's WinsDay Evening Encore. And it is Innovate or Die, Brand Evolution. Innovate or Die, Brand Evolution. So we'll explore about how staying stagnant can be detrimental, how innovation is crucial for survival, growth in today's fast-paced market. Remember we talked about, we're living in the digital age. You won't want to miss this game-changing session. So make sure you follow. Make sure you share, save, turn on notifications so that you know first when I go live. So thank you for joining me this evening. It could be morning where you are. It could be afternoon. Thank you for joining. Remember, to our customers, our clients, and to your mission. So start fostering these connections today and watch how your brand transforms. So feel free to share your thoughts, your questions in the comments. And now I know Instagram, we'll keep this feed live on the page. YouTube will do the same. Those of you who are on TikTok, unfortunately, TikTok does not allow to keep the lives, onto the page. So this will be expiring. However, follow or like my Instagram page, or and follow us on YouTube, Christopher D. Thomas, and you'll see it. So feel free to share your thoughts, questions, or comments. Let's keep the conversation going. And don't forget to share this session with someone who could benefit from the insights that we discussed this evening. So until next time, keep connecting, keep innovating, and keep elevating your brand. Have a great one.